Hi everyone, these notes are about Chapter 12, Section 1, the fossil record. Everybody should have heard of fossils before. They should have seen a movie franchise about them. So essential question, how do fossils provide evidence about plants and animals that lived long ago? Fossils are a record of life that existed in the past. So fossils is a general term. Anything that existed in the past that we have some sort of remnant of can be considered a fossil. Sedimentary is the most common type of rock that form in fossils. Permineralization is one of the main processes that form fossils, and this occurs when minerals get carried by water and they are deposited around a hard structure like bone. So when an animal dies, it decays, and then minerals come and put little deposits into their bone that preserves the bone when it gets buried. A natural cast fossil forms when flowing water removes all of the original tissue, leaving an impression in the sediment or rock surrounding it. Trace fossils record the activity of an organism, not necessarily the organism itself. These include nests, burrows, imprints of leaves, and footprints. Preserved remains form when an entire organism becomes encased in material such as ice or volcanic ash. This one is named Otzi the Iceman, and he is more than 5,000 years old. He was found on the border of Austria and Italy, and he was found whole, just like that. Scientists have dated him, and he is very, very old. He's much older than what he looks because the ice preserved him really well. Specific conditions need to occur to create a fossil. First, the organism has to die. Seems obvious. Sediment or the rock, the dirt, the soil covers its body. When dirt and rock and sediment covers something, it pressurizes it. So it becomes under heavy pressure underneath all of that. And then minerals, that permineralization process, replace all the hard structures like bone. And then it gets buried deeper and deeper, layer by layer, and then they're exposed millions of years after formation by us, or sometimes by animals digging for food. Relative dating provides ways to estimate the age of fossils. Estimate is the key word there, and relative just means one thing is relative to another. So if you drive through the Grand Canyon, or even if you just drive to like Arizona or Utah, you'll see these big, huge rocks with layers in them. Scientists study those layers a lot. So relative dating estimates the time during which an organism lived. It compares the placement of fossils in the different layers of rock. Older layers and the organisms, the fossils that are found in them, are found at the bottom. Newer layers and the organisms found in them are at the top. And this is called the law of superposition. Bottom is old, top is new. So practice. You have a bunch of layers there. If I give you two layers, layer C or layer A, which one is older? Which one is on the bottom? The principle of cross-cutting relations. You can see not all the layers are pretty. They're not evenly spaced. Some of them cut across one another. So a rock layer or fault that cuts across another rock must be younger than the unit that it cuts across. So in other words, the solid rock unit must have already been there for the rock or fault to cut across it. So A, B, and C would have been the solid rock unit. So then if I ask you, which is younger, layer A, which is part of that solid rock unit, or layer D that crosscuts? What did we just say? Which one is younger? Radiometric dating. This is the type of dating that determines a fossil's actual age. It doesn't just estimate it. It does give an age range, but it doesn't just say this one is older, this one is younger. Over time, atoms lose particles, specifically neutrons. We studied protons, neutrons, and electrons once upon a time in atoms. This is called radioactive decay, and it forms isotopes. Isotopes are atoms of the same element that differ in their number of neutrons. A half-life is the amount of time it takes for half of that isotope to decay. So scientists can count these half-lives of the surrounding rock sediment to determine how long ago a fossil actually formed.